Hey everyone, this is Larry with Today I Feel Like. There are a ton of phones being announced right now, and there's already lots of great phones available out there. We have phones like the Samsung foldable series phones. We have our trusted iPhones. We have our reliable Samsung S series phones. There's so many different options out there. If you're looking for a new phone, it can be a little bit overwhelming trying to figure out which one might be the best one for you. And so there's a tool online from GSMARENA that is absolutely amazing at comparing phones and helping you figure out which one is the best for you. So I thought I'd show you today so that you can jump in, look at some different phones, compare specs, and figure out what might be the right one for you. All right, let's jump into it. Here we go. All right, first things first, let's go ahead and jump into our iPad so we can take a look. And we can see we're here at gsmarena.com. That's where we want to go, to gsmarena.com. I'll try to leave a link for it down in the video description so that you can have a link to it and you can just easily click it. But what we want to do is come here and we want to go to where it says Phone Finder. So we're going to click that. That's going to take us to the phone finder. And you'll see here, there's going to be a list of all kinds of different brands that you can check on. You'll see there's going to be a more comprehensive list of all the brands, and you'll see how many different devices that they have on there. And then they have the rumor mill as well, so that you can see what phones are rumored to come about. So you can see like they have the iPhone 18 Pro Max and some other phones out there. Now, the rumor mill, not really a rumor mill often because we know these phones are coming. The rumor part of it is just sort of what the specs are. But let's get into the comparison tool. So let's say you're looking at one of these new foldable phones. We're going to go ahead and check. We'll click Samsung here. And now you can scroll down. You can see some of the phones available. And we're going to go ahead and just tap on, say, like the Z Fold. Let's try the Z Fold 8 Ultra. And now you'll see that they're going to have all kinds of specs up here that you can read through. What we want to do now is just click where it says compare, and you'll see it's going to show up there and the compare tool is going to be loaded up. So what we want to do now is just simply go ahead and search for our next phone. So I'm going to go ahead and choose this one, the Motorola Razr Fold. And it's going to load it up in the comparison tool. And I'm going to go one more here, and I'm going to select the Google Pixel 11 Pro Fold. And there we go. We now have them all three loaded up. And one of the nice things right off the bat is that you can see the various prices. So for most people, that's going to be one of the biggest considerations when you're buying a new phone is, well, how much does it cost? Everybody wants a phone with great specs, but if you can't afford it, then doesn't really matter how great the specs are or how bad they are if you can't afford it. So we have here, we can see that out of these three, the Google Pixel 11 Pro Fold is going to be the cheapest one out of the bunch here. So now we also can scroll down and we can see what you're going to get for that money. And we can see the release dates or the announced launch date on there. So we can see that we're going to have some phones that are already out. So the Samsung is already out, came out in July. The Motorola came out in January, and the Google Pixel 11 Pro Fold is expected out later this month on August 20th. Now, this is another key point that a lot of people care about, and that is weight. So as we look through the three different phones, we can see the Samsung phone is the lightest at 215 grams or 7.58 ounces, and the others are considerably heavier. And that's a little not surprising, but it's surprising how much heavier they are. Now you may be thinking it's only an ounce heavier, but that ounce, you can actually feel it, especially when it's in your pocket. Now, as you scroll down, you can see more stuff like you can see their screens. You can tell how bright they are by by their nits rating. You can see the size of the screen. So we're looking at 8 inches, 8.1, and 8 inches again. So it looks like the Motorola is going to have the biggest screen on here. It also looks like it's going to have the brightest screen as far as max peak brightness. And we can see here, it looks like that they're all going to have 7 major OS updates. So it looks like that the Motorola launched with Android 16, and that's because it came out in January. So it's going to have an earlier operating system. But because we're going to get those major updates, it should be on 17 now, if not already. If it's not now, it should be coming up soon. Now, this is the next important one, I think, and that is the chipset. And you can see that both the Samsung and the Motorola have the Qualcomm Snapdragon 8 chip in there. The Samsung has the 8 Elite Gen 5, and the Motorola has a similar chip, and then Google has its own Google Tensor G6 chip. And then this is another nice one here. You can come and compare and see which phones have the most RAM and storage available. So it looks like with Samsung, if you buy a 512 or higher, you're going to get 16 gigs of RAM. And if you buy the 256 or the well, look at that, 256 and the 512 both have 12 gigs of RAM. And then this one says 512 also has 6. That's a little confusing right there. But on the Motorola one, if you buy the entry-level one, the 256, you're only going to get 12 gigs. So you have to jump up to the 512 or the 1 terabyte. And with the Google 11 Pro Fold, it looks like you're getting 16 gigs across the board. So that's nice. And then this is where people really want to pay attention. And again, cameras. And so you can see here, the main camera on the Samsung is going to be 200. And then you're going to have 10 for the telephoto, and then 50 for the ultra wide. For the Motorola, you're going to have 50, 50, and 50, which is fantastic. That is really, really fantastic. And then you have the Google phone, you're going to have 48, 10, and 10. So yeah, that's one of those things that you really want to pay attention to, because if you're someone who is very much into photography and video like I am, you want to have the best cameras available, but also you want to make sure that you have the best cameras available where it matters. So maybe you don't really care about having a ultra wide or a telephoto, so it doesn't really matter if you have that 50, 50, and 50. Maybe you're okay with the 200, 10, and 10, or maybe you're okay with the 48, 10, and 10. It just depends on what your needs are. Anyways, there's that. There's the tools. You can go down and you can see more of this. You can get to see the battery comparisons there. This is very important because you want to see the capacity on these, and you want to see the the wired and wireless speeds. And it's just a fantastic tool. So I didn't really mean to make this a video on these 3 phones, but I just wanted to share the tool from GSMARENA, because if you're out there actually looking for a new phone and you're trying to compare them and do the work and all the research, this tool right here just makes it very, very easy to grab a couple of phones you're interested in, throw them in the comparison tool, and see how they match up against one another. All right, everyone, there you go. That is it. That is the GSMARENA comparison tool for smartphones, and I think this is a fantastic tool. It is absolutely wonderful. So if you are out there and you're shopping and you're looking for a new phone because they're coming out, they've had some really great ones already come out. There's some more that are coming out, just in the next couple of weeks. And, we're supposed to get new iPhones. We're supposed to get the first foldable iPhone, the iPhone 18 Pro and Pro Max. The Google phones just came out. The Samsung phones just came out. I mean, if you're really thinking like, I need to make a decision and you're not sure which way to go, jump into this tool and try it out. At the very least, it'll give you a good breakdown of what the specs are so that you can see what each phone offers on paper. So there you go. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed this video. I will leave links to the GSMARENA tool down below so you can check it out. I'll also leave links to my Amazon page and my social media contacts so you can reach me elsewhere and see the other products and services I've reviewed over time. And I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a big thumbs up. And please subscribe to this channel and follow me on Instagram. And I am Larry with Today I Feel Like. Thanks for coming back to see me. Come back and see me soon. And until next time, love, peace, and hair grease. Peace.